All right, welcome back to Legal Licks Lounge. We are 8-2. That is an amazing record. I am the host, Maya McCole, joined today by the Chicago sports analyst, Dallas. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Maya?
I'm good. Happy to be 8-2. And then we also have our Chicago high school sports, college sports, all sports expert, Coach P. How are you?
I'm blessed, Maya. And yourself?
I'm good. Happy holidays, guys.
All right.
So, let's start really quick. Do you all want to do a quick recap from yesterday, since once again, basically everything that you said was going to happen ended up happening? Let's pull this video so we can see what we saw.
Chicago White Sox again. The Baltimore Orioles have lost 12 straight games. The White Sox beat them twice yesterday. I don't see why the White Sox don't sweep the Orioles again. So they should beat them 3 straight times. Give the Orioles that 13th straight loss. That's my free pick of the day. Another pick I like is the Nets minus the points.
Dallas, that's what you said yesterday. Do you have any comments on that?
Man, I made I think $8,000 on the Nets yesterday. They went down in the first quarter, and halftime, it was plus money for the Nets at halftime. I put $4,000 or $5,000 on that shit. Took the Nets minus the points, and shit, the Nets did it for me. And I played my White Sox as well. I made, I think, a total of $10,000 yesterday. We working on a lot of money today too. We made some money early. My group members, we gave out the White Sox again today, and we won some tennis earlier as well. Serena came through for me. We got some more tennis in the morning, but you gotta be in the group for that. So,
So what do you think about Naomi pulling herself out of the tournament? Because she was, I'm sure, one of the main people you would have been betting on.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk after the matches and shit like that. So her first match she won. The reason why she doesn't really she started not wanting to talk is because she's not really good on clay. She didn't lose at all last year, but she's lost 3 straight times on clay. She finally got her first win on clay this year, and after the win, she did an on-court interview, but she didn't do the actual press conference interview, and they fined her $15,000. And she said she doesn't mind paying the fine, but they said it might be more action taken. And therefore, she's a real good soul. She's yeah, I didn't mean to be a distraction, so I'm just going to withdraw. I'll see you when I see you guys. So we don't know when Naomi Osaka is going to come back. It is what it is. I definitely enjoy watching her play tennis. Hopefully she'll be back soon. But she said just it messes with her head. She doesn't want to do it. And it is what it is. That's what she's doing. So no more Osaka in the French Open.
Coach B, do you have any comments about the way in which these players are kind of now starting to pay more attention to their mental health? Because she said she didn't want to speak because of mental health, and to donate those funds to a mental health organization. And I feel like Kyrie has been very outspoken about stuff like that. So what do you think?
Well, you speak of Kyrie, you talk about Chris Paul. I shared with you all earlier that these are my 2 favorite players in the league, Kyrie being my favorite player in the league, and for a number of reasons. It's because of the stance that they take, the political stance, the personal stance. Kyrie took the time off. Everybody jumped on his case. But why are they on his case? They're on his case because they want to see him play. But Kyrie took some time off. Mental health, of course, is what he ascribed it to, and then to be with family. And so what's more important than family? So I respect Kyrie for taking time off to go and be with family. And, it was said that he was, someplace, it was a COVID violation. I'm going to tell you right now, during COVID, I probably participated in so many COVID violations simply to be with family, because family is most important. I just got back from a bike ride with my family, my mom, my brother, my sister, my wife, and all the children in our family. It was a special time. So anytime people take time off to be with family, I respect their decision. I can't question it at all. In terms of Osaka, again, I respect her decision. As she becomes more of a popular person, but also not just a popular person in tennis, but she's a popular person in the culture, in our culture. And then she has a huge appeal, perhaps in the Japanese culture as well, being, one of her parents is of Japanese descent. we have to respect, them as people. We have to respect their decisions and do what's right for them. So I have no issue with it. In fact, I admire it. Kyrie, Chris Paul, two of my favorites, and I don't speak about this, but they talk about diet and nutrition. They talk about living a plant-based lifestyle, which is not popular, but if you really listen to them, they have credited their recovery process with transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle. Chris Paul is saying, hey, I feel like I'm playing the best basketball in my life. And when I changed my diet, it actually changed my game. I can see the game better. I can react better. I can recover better, quicker. And I'm able to extend my career. Why? Because of my diet and my nutrition. And then, of course, you got LeBron, who's on the same thing. LeBron is, he does a lot of yoga is what I was told and I understood. But also LeBron didn't mention a whole lot when they tried to push him in terms of his COVID vaccination, and he declined to respond. And they were saying, well, LeBron should say something. LeBron should speak up. LeBron shouldn't do anything that LeBron doesn't want to do. And it's my idea. It's just I'm very perceptive. I don't think LeBron, and this is just me, I don't think LeBron would put anything into his body, which is his moneymaker, that he doesn't trust. And I don't think LeBron, being the high caliber athlete and the person that he is, would subscribe to doing anything other than a natural process. And that's what I do. I call myself, I'm Ja Rastafari. I like to live a natural way. So if it's not natural, if it doesn't come from the earth, I don't want it in my body, right? And so I admire these athletes because they're taking a stance, but not really a stance. They're deciding who they want to be. And they're not going along just to get along with the culture. I applaud it. Maya, I think you're muted.
I was, thank you. So there are a couple of games tonight that we can just dive right into. I'm wearing my I Love New York shirt.
Wait, hold on.
A little bit of support.
I can't get mine. Y'all not gonna give me my. You're not gonna give me my time. Chris Paul, I can't get a Chris Paul.
Your recap from yesterday.
I can't get a CP3 moment at least.
I'm trying to go over it because
y'all trying to slide him. Listen, and I said it. I know my man Deontay working behind the scene. They want to give me the clip. I'll say it again. CP3, Chris Paul for president in 2036. Why? The man came in and said, I like to tell stories. He came in and they told him that he couldn't play. You know what he told his coach? Man, hell no, I'm gonna play. Oh no, I'm gonna play. And then he says, I tell you what, y'all give me the first quarter. He says, man, if I'm out there looking like trash, y'all, man, tell me I'm looking like trash and I'll sub myself out the game. But I'm going. If I'm here, I got a uniform on, I'm playing. And let's just look at what he did. The man had 18 points and 9 assists. And I know for those coaches out there and those point guards, we do something called assist turnover ratio. And you take your assists and you divide it by your turnovers, right? And typically, if you have a 4 assist turnover ratio, you're an exceptional point guard. His assist turnover ratio, we can't even calculate because it doesn't compute. You know why? Because he had 0 turnovers. The man had 9 assists and 0 turnovers. His assist turnover ratio is infinite. You can't even compute it. So you got to give my man some respect, right? And now I hear people saying,
playoffs. That's what it's going to look like. We showed a lot of fight and got this win.
Monty said he thinks your range of motion in this game was the best it's been since the injury. How do you feel, and what did you have to do the last couple days to just get onto this court?
It's been a lot. It's been a lot going on. Met with coach before the game, told me he was going to sit me. Told me he was going to sit me tonight. I told him, hell no. Just give me a couple minutes, see what I can do. God is good. You know what I mean? I come from a praying family. My mom and my daddy all day long prayed for me. And it's just a game. People got a lot of tougher things going on, but I love to play this game. So just to get out there and be able to do this with my team, it's 2-2. Still got a lot of work to do.
What do you?
Wow. There it is. I'm not need to speak on no more here. And then I'm gonna throw 3 more names out at you. Dallas and I, we called it out. We said Kyrie was gonna erupt. That's my other son, and he erupted. Right? Kyrie put up AD numbers. Deontay was looking at the stats. He's like, man, that don't even look right. 39 points and 11 rebounds. How's the smallest man on the court getting 11 rebounds? Right? He came to make a statement, and I said he was gonna make a statement. Not only did he make a statement, but did he not put the exclamation point on it by stomping on the I? I like it. Like I said, Reggie Miller did it. You know, Trae Young is doing it. Trae Young is doing it. I like what Kyrie did. Oh, y'all want to boo me? Okay, take this, right? He was so hot, they had to throw water on him and put the fire out, but it's too late. He already dropped y'all off, right? Boston is over. You know, let's look at a great series. I look forward to seeing Milwaukee and Brooklyn. And then last but not least, and I this was one of my favorite players in the league a couple years ago. I had him as the best player in the league. And you know, I was betting my students, and they were betting me because they were all, you know, man, Giannis is this, Giannis is that. I say, Giannis ain't met Kawhi. Giannis ain't met Kawhi. Man, Kawhi can't get him over the hump. We had bets. Every time somebody lost a game, we had to do push-ups. Whenever one of my students bet me, we had to do 20 push-ups. And they had me doing push-ups at prom because I came to prom the day that the Bucks beat Toronto. But guess what? When Kawhi hit that last second shot, I had my man doing push-ups on the last day of school, you know, right there in the middle in the hallway. Hey, give me my 20, because that was the bet. You have to do your push-ups right when the person asks for them. I said, give me my 20 right here in front of everybody. Right? Oh, Mr. Paul, you gonna make me do this? Man, you had me doing them at prom. You're gonna do my push-ups right here. Kawhi. Right? So those three players, right? CP3, Kyrie, and Kawhi. And then let's not forget about Ice Trae. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie was hot, Trae was cold. He even got, man, it was breezy.
All right.
That's my 5 minutes. I'm up. I appreciate that time, Maya. Thank you.
You're gonna talk about Ice. I just tried to say I wanted to support the Knicks.
No, I have the Knicks, but I gotta give credit where credit is due.
He said it's quiet. It's so dramatic. Here's one of the comments somebody said: they were gonna be on your case, coach, if CP didn't make a comeback.
C Money, you know what it is, man. Chris Paul for president, 2036, and the man is still not 100% healthy. You know the greatness of an athlete like a LeBron, like a Jordan. You know the so-called flu game, the poison game, like a Chris Paul, where you don't have 100%, but you're willing to give it, and you're gonna find a way. And that's what I was talking about. Chris Paul is gonna find a way. The argument was, if you put Chris Paul on the Warriors, well, do you think there'd be a better team? No, Chris Paul ain't shooting from three. But guess what he's going to do? He's going to do the same thing that I've been watching him do all of his career. He's going to find a way. Everybody gets better when Chris Paul is on the floor. Devin Booker gets open looks. Aiden gets he gets alley-oops that he wouldn't get from anybody else. And then I really feel like, I don't know if y'all watched the game, but what does he do when he's not on the floor? He's coaching. He's directing. He's uplifting. The man is literally, I would be considered, you know, and I said this before, he's the president of the Players Association. Everybody in the league is in good hands because of Chris Paul. So let's give it to this man his due. He's doing his thing, and every organization that he's become a part of, he's made that organization a much better organization, right? Give my man his due.
So I wanted to dive into some of the games. Man, I know
my fault. Let me get my hold on. I want to go on my little spiel too. Man.
Hey, get on your Jalen Rose.
The Clippers was gonna do what to them people last night?
Who was that?
Man, what they was gonna do to them people? Dallas ain't gonna win another game. I don't think Dallas scored. I think they had the lowest amount of points they scored all year. They had what, 70? 70 points or something? What Toronto do? Where was Beverly? On the bench.
Hey, Luka having fits. Luka having a fit. He throwing a tantrum. He throwing a tantrum. Yeah, I like it.
So I keep trying to say,
hey, Tiger Hood.
Trying to the game. Tiger somebody Hood. Embiid is hurt.
Embiid is hurt?
Someone said that since the game is on now, that Embiid is hurt. So since we were going to talk about that game, do you think that would change the outcome?
Not of the game. I think it changes the projection of them being a serious threat to come out of the East. You know, without Embiid, you know, they lose significant production in the paint. And, you know, I have to take a look at that. They got Dwight Howard. He picks it up. So I don't think they're going to be hurt too much. But Embiid is an MVP candidate. You know, he's probably the most dominant player in the post in the league. So yeah, that could be significant going forward. It's not going to matter in this series. This series is over.
Sweet.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You got the room out already.
Yeah. I would say this. You know, and I mentioned this in our prep. I think Washington has a chance to win this game. And I think if Bradley Beal gets about 75, 80 points, they could win.
80 points.
About 75 or 80. You know what I'm saying? He has to somewhere in there. When I look at the numbers, he has to get about 75 and 80. If there's anybody that can do it, it's Bradley Beal. But if he don't get anywhere close to 75 or 80, yeah, I don't see them winning this game.
So since it's probably going to be a sweep, do we even want to dive into this game at all?
Well, Dallas, I'll leave it up to you. I definitely want to highlight some things. So, you know, it's up to Dallas, Mr. Lee Blitz.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to do the game still. Embiid there, too. Embiid out there. He good.
Let's do it.
Well, for this game, the Sixers going to win. Embiid is going to drop a lot of points if the game is close. If the game's not close, he won't. They can't be stopped. I do think Russell Westbrook will get in the season with a triple-double. I think that's like on his bucket list. So I do think Russell Westbrook might get a triple-double this game. Philly can't be beat by them. Philly might can win the East. Philly can beat everybody. They're a mismatch for all the teams remaining, and they are the best defensive team. Lately, it's been offensive winning championships because it was the super elite Golden State team, but I think this year is going to go back to defense winning championships. Yeah, the Nets are probably the best offensive team, but Philly's the best defensive team in the NBA, and they had a kryptonite for Brooklyn. So that's going to be a tough game for the Nets. That's really going to be tough, and we shall see. But Philly's going to win this game tonight. They ready to go. They ready to go home, assert their dominance. But I do think Washington, they have two game makers on their team. They just play hard. When you got game makers on your team, you kind of don't want to lose in a sweep. So we'll see.
Yeah, I start with Washington. It's over. Unless Bradley scores 80. So we're done with Washington. 76ers. I really want to talk about the two unsung heroes because I don't think they get the credit that they're due, and that's them two shooters, Seth Curry and Danny Green. Last game, they were combined 8 of 15 from the three, and that's significant. And if you look back, all five starters scored in double figures. And then you got to talk about, you know, the former MVP candidate, you know, and the former slam dunk champion, Dwight Howard. You know, let's not forget Dwight Howard likes to mix it up. He's somewhat of an agitator out there. He'll throw an elbow, you know, he'll put a knee out. He'll do some things that let you know that it's still playoff basketball. So you got to give the credit where credit is due. I believe that, right? Seth Curry has been shooting lights out just with the minimum amount of shots he's been getting. Danny Green has been solid with the minimum amount of shots he's been given. And Dwight Howard has made the most of his minutes. He got 9 rebounds off the bench last game. And, you know, I think he led the team, with the exception of Tobias, in rebounding off the bench in the limited minutes that he was given in 16 minutes. The man is getting almost a rebound a minute. So, you know, credit where credit is due. Doc Rivers does an excellent job. He gets everybody to buy in, and they're playing team basketball. And in the end, that's what's going to win. It's not about, you know, LeBron. It's not about even me, CP3. It's about the team. And they've proven that they're the best team in the East. So I don't know why we wouldn't consider them as a serious threat. That's what I call them, a threat. So, you know, I call them a threat to come out of the East. I believe Brooklyn's going to win, but I call them a threat. I see you, C-Money. Ben, I feel like Ben is doing what Ben does. You know, he's controlling the pace. I think Simmons had about, 8, 9 assists last game. He's always getting rebounds. You know, let me look at some numbers real quick. He had 9 assists, 14 points, 5 rebounds. So, you know, it's not his best game, but they dominated him. So anytime there's a dominant performer, you don't really need to look at numbers, right? You need to look at impact. And, you know, the best way to look at impact is in the plus minus. Out of everybody, Tobias plus 29, Danny Green plus 32, Ben Simmons plus 27. So when he's on the floor, man, he's plus 27. That last game, he's plus 27. So he's the point guard. As the point guard goes, the team goes. Ben he's gonna lead them to a sweep. So we got to give credit to Ben Simmons.
Okay. Let's take out the brooms, and I think that's enough of this game since it's already started.
This is my sweep. We just dust them off, man. Slide on over. Yeah.
So let's turn to the next
They
game.
gone fishing.
Mm-hmm.
The Jazz Grizzlies. What do you guys think of that matchup?
I guess I'll start this one. Donovan makes the difference. Without Donovan, they're evenly matched. With Donovan, the Jazz is clearly better. And then when you look at Donovan Mitchell, he's their leading scorer. He's there, and when you have a scorer like Donovan Mitchell, and when I call him a scorer, you look at him, you're like, well, does he have a burner? His jump shot is decent, right? His attack the game is superior, but when you put it all together, he can score the ball. So I say Donovan as the key, because when Donovan has the ball, everybody has to be in help position, because he's getting around his man. There's no way you can stay in front of Donovan, right? If you come off the screen, he got the skirt. Oh, and one. And that's against Brooks, who I think is becoming an elite defender, right? We talked about his passion for competing. So I give Brooks credit, but Donovan is just a superior scorer, right? He can get it done. He reminds me of like Dominique. He can jump, he can get on a run. And sometimes Donovan, you can go 4, 5, 6, 7 straight times down the floor. He's gonna get to the bucket, he's gonna get a foul, or he's gonna get both. So I think he's the key. For the Grizzlies, I feel like it's over, but I like the combination of Brooks and Ja Morant. So I gotta say they gotta keep they foot hard on that pedal and see if they can squeeze one out, because I think that's all it's going to be. If they get a win, it's going to be squeezing one out, because who I like. Defensive player of the year, my defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert. Send it back, right? Rejected. Access denied.
Right. Dallas, what do you think of tonight's game? Who are some of your key players?
Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and man, Mr. Snyder over there, man. The Jazz got one of the best coaches in the league. They had one of the best coaches in the league for 6 years straight at this point. The system they run is just flawless. Like, they got the best floor space in the NBA. They got one of the best people. They got one of the best people rolling to the basket. It's like Rudy's rolling to the basket with Conley, Mitchell, Ingles making decisions in the pick and roll. They're unselfish. Royce O'Neal plays defense and shoot the three. Everyone knows their role in Utah. So, that's one of the biggest things, and that's reflected off of the coach, knowing your role. That's why the Utah Jazz succeed year after year after year. It's tough. It's a system. They all right spot, rolling, cutting. You see how everyone's space is a man in the corner, man in the corner, man on the wing, and then whoever handling the ball, pick and roll at the top of the key every single time. They can play blindfolded. I think the Utah Jazz can play offense blindfolded, and that's the sign of a good team. When you can play blindfolded, because you know where your players are. When you drive, boom, that lob is there. You know that when you drive baseline, that man is supposed to be in the corner. It's just they play basketball the correct way. Every highlight you see is going to be a man in those spots. That's what you have to do, fill those spots. Look at Gobert blocking that shot. And then when they run the floor, fast breaks, they got the finisher in Donovan. Like Coach Parker said, that's the biggest difference in this series. That's your closer. That's your guy that's going to go get a bucket one-on-one. So you got the system, and then you also have the bucket getter in the one-on-one situations. That's why Memphis is having a tough time with them. And Memphis just can't score enough points to mess with the Utah Jazz. They don't shoot the three well enough. The Jazz shoot the three too well. Look at them. Everybody's in the spot. Everyone is in the spot. Boom. Pick and roll. Gobert at the rim. Boom. Layup. He got the offensive rebound when the shot blocker tries to block the shot. Same thing again. Pick and roll from the side. Boom. Corner. Top, corner. Simple as that. But, the Utah Jazz are going to win again tonight. I like, Donovan Mitchell to go off again for 25. And, I think we can move on to what's the free pick for tonight?
Well, let me ask you this, Dallas. I know you. Can I ask a question, Dallas? You're an analyst, right?
Yeah.
Name somebody on the Jazz team that plays defense besides Rudy Gobert.
Donovan Mitchell and Royce O'Neal.
Okay. Royce O'Neal about what? 6'3" on a good day? 6'4", playing a power forward?
No, 6'6", playing power forward. But it looked like 6'3" because it's some big guys in the league.
Right. So he's their version of PJ Tucker, right? So I give you Royce O'Neal. And Donovan, is he really considered a defender, right? And I only say that because I want to highlight what Rudy Gobert allowed them to do as an organization. They allowed them to go out and say, hey, in our personnel, we can put people around this centerpiece that we have who are legit scorers, right? They got, but name somebody, here's another one. Name somebody on the Jazz that can give you 30. You like, oh, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Bogdanovich, Clarkson, Conley on a good night, Mitchell.
Right. Don't let right. Ingles to come off, he can get close to 30, right? So they have allowed their personnel to be offensive minded while you have that defensive presence in that on that back line. And that's what I see in terms of like we're talking about the analytics, like who does the analytics for these teams? They have to do analytics. If you don't believe in numbers, then you shouldn't be in this business. And I'm a numbers person, as I mentioned. So I think they look at the analytics and say, if this man is causing all that havoc down there, we can go out and we can get guys that can put points up because all we have to do is score more than a certain amount. When we score more than a certain amount, then we typically win, especially when Rudy Gobert is on the floor and he makes his presence felt. We make everybody that we play against a jump shooting team, right, a perimeter shooting team. Yeah, but yeah, keep on slide off to the free picks. But I like this particular show because today was more about going in depth with why things are happening. Yeah.
So some people in our live stream, they said that Embiid just went to the locker room.
Yeah, he should. He should go to the locker room and get in the tub and relax and get ready for the next series. He don't need to play. This why? You know what I'm saying? It's
no. I think they lose if Embiid don't finish the game. They could lose if Embiid don't finish the game.
What's the score? I ain't even checking scores yet.
It's a 2-point game, 29-27. I think Westbrook and Beal go get to some, but Beal actually he tweaked his knee. It looked like, but I think he see Embiid out. Beal gonna come back. I think he done if Embiid come back. Beal like, man, screw this shit if Embiid stay out. But if Embiid stay in the game, Beal gonna say screw this shit. But if Embiid out the game, Beal coming back in. They're gonna go get this one in.
Yeah.
The White can't post up and score. That's why. Jazz was lucky. Yeah. Yep. The Jazz real lucky to have Donovan Mitchell on their team and Rudy Gobert.
Like, lucky. Wait, hold on. They the number one team in the West, right? In the so-called toughest conference, aren't they the number one team? That's no such thing as luck in that. Right?
Hey, that's why they watching the show and not having the show though. But I hope you on the Grizzlies.
I like to respect the opinions of everybody, but I also like to challenge it. I don't debate. I don't go back and forth. I challenge it and say, I just ask the question: are they the number one team in the West? Yes. Did they play everybody in the West? From the Lakers to the Clippers to the Warriors, all that? Yes. Did they prove that they were the best team over 70-plus games? Yes. Then there's no such thing as luck. There's something that they're doing correct over there, and we have to acknowledge it. He said, oh, that's not a real win?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Ja does play better when he's challenged because he's a competitor, but you know what I'm saying? That's true. I mean, yeah, Ja's going to play well because he has a smaller guard on him and Mike Conley.
Say, we're not questioning Ja. We give Ja Rastafari his due respect. Every game they play is everybody else. And so when you got Mitchell that can rival Ja in point production, minute for minute, you got Conley who was getting anywhere from 12 to 13 assists, averaging per game, right? And then you got Gobert, and then you got Bogdanovich and all these shooters. They're just a better team. It's not about Ja. Ja is probably the best player on the floor. No doubt. But, well, who you got? Mitchell?
Donovan. You tripping.
I mean, I can when you did that, I'm like, who you got? Mitchell? He's coming off an injury, so I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I agree that they're pressing each other. They neck and neck, right? I don't debate that. You have a point, a valid point. Especially with what he did the last couple games. At the end of the day,
with Ja.
But hold on, let me do this. At the end of the day, match everybody else up, 1-for-1. And the Jazz clearly have an advantage. And guess what? That's why they're the 1 seed, and that's why Memphis just got in as the 8th seed because the personnel, is a lot better.
Yeah.
I
feel like the biggest difference between Ja and Mitchell is Ja got to develop a consistent 3-point shot. I mean, until he can score at all 3 levels, You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you literally have to score at all 3 levels to be elite player. And Ja is so inconsistent from the 3. You're not elite yet. Donovan was inconsistent from 3 at first. That's why I couldn't put him in that level. But now that Donovan makes 3 to 4 threes a game, shoots close to like 35, 40% from 3, now you are a 3-level scorer, a 4-level scorer, mid-range, free throw line, in the paint, and can shoot the 3.
I'm gonna go with my man Alpha Lamb. I hope I'm saying that right. But nobody's done what Ja has done. Excuse me, Tatum has done it. That man put up a point per minute. I mean, a point per minute, more than a point per minute, because he got 47 in 43 minutes. So, with the exception of Tatum, in terms of just completely dominating the whole game, Ja did that. And you know what I'm saying? They still had to squeak. They had to get out of there with a win. You know what I'm saying? Even with a 40. No, I'm sorry, they lost, didn't they? They lost their game. 47 in a loss. So if Ja put up 47 in a loss, it clearly says that Utah has better team personnel, person for person, top to bottom.
Right. Dallas, are you ready to get into your picks for today?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So what is your free pick?
Rudy Gobert, double-double, and the Utah Jazz win.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
You got faith.
I mean, Rudy Gobert would have to get hurt in order not to get a double-double. So that's the only way he don't get a double-double.
Yeah.
And I think the Jazz take it tonight.
Someone asked earlier if you were going to give out the over-under for that game.
I like the Jazz team total over. The Jazz over 115. They should go over 115. Personally, if Memphis come there with them, who knows? But I know the Jazz. Are going to score 115 points. You can't stop the Jazz from scoring.
Coach P, you agree?
I'll just say the Jazz are going to win. Dallas got all that analytic stuff in terms of I do numbers, but I'm still learning the betting. So I'm over under. I barely even know what that means, to be honest. And once I get into it, I'll probably be pretty good with it. But you all know my focus is on these children. We got to train up these children. Train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. So I start with that every morning. How can I get into the lives of these children here in Chicago?
What you know the scripture on that? My grandma say that all the time. I don't know the scripture. Let's get the people that one.
Yeah, that was on our camp T-shirts. I don't know, man. I don't know the Bible like that. I know the word, the spirit, but it might be something like Ephesians. One of my players, he designed the shirt. Lamar Walker. He's a 2-time state champion, and he's one of our coaches for camp. And he was sitting around drawing in camp one day. He's like, man, Coach Parker, I'm good with this drawing. I said, man, you want you to do the camp shirt? So he designed a shirt that had a hand on it, coming through some bricks with a basketball. And it said, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he's old, he shall not depart from it. So it's on our camp shirt. We actually put the Bible verse. I can probably pull it up real quick in terms of finding the shirt. But it was one of, here it is. That's Proverbs 21:5. No, I'm sorry. That's not
Proverbs 21:5.
No. That's a different one. It was good planning and hard work leads to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts leads to poverty. That's Proverbs 21:5. But yeah, I think it's definitely a Proverbs. But we used to say that all day long when I was principal. I've been a principal of a private faith-based Christian school here in Chicago.
Here we go. Proverbs 22:6.
Thank you. I know somebody, man. We got the Bible apps, Proverbs 22:6, right? Train up a child in the way he should go. That's all we say. I used to come in.
Thank you.
Hey, I don't even know the verse. I just know that part. I come in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody attention. Let's have prayer. All right, let us recite it. Train up a child in the way he should go. And then here comes the chorus. Everybody coming. When he is old, he shall not depart from. Man, Mr. Parker, you know them scriptures? Nope. Nope. Yeah, I get you started. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you remember back in the day? All right, let us recite the Lord's Prayer. Our Father. Everybody else join in.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So
I'm gonna give y'all another one. I'm gonna give y'all another pick. I got another pick for y'all. It's some tennis in the morning. Ange Jabbar. That's my dog right there. She gonna win. Jabbar gonna win in the morning. That's the other pick I got for you. And I also like the Mets under 10 runs. So you can do Jazz, money line, Mets under 10 runs, and Ange Jabbar in the parlay. So
Yeah, I see you see money. Hey, see money, but they still winning. They're still a better team. I think they're still a better team, even if Embiid is not there. I believe that's because you got Dwight Howard, right? So
yeah, it's my thing is with that though. They can win because Tobias is still really, really good decision maker. I think Tobias is just gonna up everything, but the fact that you don't have that post player, that you got a double team, it kind of slows down Philly what they want to do on offense. Ben Simmons cutting lanes are not there as much. The 3-point shots are not there as much. And Dwight Howard can't score in the post. Like he could score off a pick and roll, something like that. But like he's not gonna. You can't give him the ball and go get a bucket. And if this thing close down the stretch, who you taking as your closer? Bill and Westbrook or Tobias and I guess Ben
Tobias.
Simmons?
No, you got to get Ben to make a play and put them two shooters on opposite sides of the floor, right? And you got to go Tobias, right? Tobias already got a 39-point game, so he's shown that with the given the shot opportunities, he can put the ball in the bucket, right? And he's great in the mid post. He's great in the mid post to me, especially against. And they got him at the power forward. So really, what happens is it creates mismatches because now they like, who we gonna take? You gonna take Ben or you gonna take Tobias? If you're a power forward or you play in that position, you're like, no. Yeah, Ben is a problem. He's definitely a problem. His length, his size, his strength, and he's spry. He's young and spry. Westbrook is getting a little bit long in the tooth. He still got crazy athleticism, but it ain't nothing like it used to be, when he was with OKC. So yeah, we got a ways to go, but I'll still take the Sixers in the sweep.
Sweet. All right. So we are 8-2, hoping to go 9-2. Probably will, since the 76ers kind of a clean sweep. Jazz is coming up later tonight, so we're going to see. I want to put this up here because someone was really nice saying that they enjoy the platform that we have. So thank you so much. Coach P and his hoodie, thank you for joining us today. Dallas Legal Licks, thank you. Thanks for all the free picks that you gave. And we will be back tomorrow. Talk to you later.